So, what is your name?
My name's Nafiswar Bashir. You can call me Nafis.
Okay, Nafis, what is it that you do? Do you work or do you study?
I'm currently studying at University of Asia Pacific on computer science background, and I have been studying for a year already.
I see. Now, can you tell me what you like and dislike about your subject?
I often like how to analyze about computers, hardware and software stuff, and I always be interested on computer matters as well. Like since childhood, I like to spend time on computer, and that's why I choose this subject. The one thing I dislike this subject is all about the curriculum they provided us. Like I am studying CSE, and there are a lot of unnecessary subjects as well, and that's not I like about it.
I see. And what are your future plans?
Like, as soon as I complete my honors degree in this computer science, I would like to join government IT firms that will be like instructed in near future. Moreover, I would like to go abroad and take more higher studies such as masters and PhD in
I
future.
see. Wonderful. Moving on, let us talk about friendships. So, can you tell me, how do you generally spend time with your friends?
I generally spend time with my friends more often, like gossiping in on everyday basis, as well as let me think about that, like playing games together. Not only like online games on e-platforms, but also like offline events in afternoon period of time.
Can
Moreover,
you describe what you meant by the offline events?
offline events are just like outdoor sports and outdoor like events as well.
I see. And can you tell me about a friend whom you remember from your childhood?
Mm. Since my childhood, I have a lot of friends. Luckily, in my present time, I would like to mention one special friend from like since childhood I'm friend with. His name is Mushfiqur Rahman, and we are friends since early childhood at the age of only 4 or 5 to be more exact.
I see. And would you have, do you have someone, let's say, do you have a best friend?
Yes, I have some best friends, and they are very helpful as well.
Okay. Can you tell me more about them?
Sure, like one of my closest friends are named Fokrul Hassan, and we were classmates at school and college, but later on we became very good friends afterwards. Moreover, he is a very good guy.
I see.
Moreover,
All
okay,
right, then moving on, let us talk about food and cooking. So, in general, what kind of food do you like to eat?
I often like to eat like white rice as well as some special dishes made especially from Bengali cuisine. Like
And do you prefer to eat at restaurants or do you prefer to eat home cooked meals?
I would really prefer to eat in restaurant because although these foods are unhygienic, but we enjoy a lot eating those fast food
I
in
see.
occasion time.
What makes restaurant food unhygienic in your opinion?
From my perspective, there are a lot of greedy businessmen who runs like restaurant type of organizations, and they don't make priority about like the products they use in case of making foods for customers.
I see. All right then. So now it's time for your cue card. I hope you have a pen and paper ready with you. And I
Yes,
will be
I'm ready.
sharing the screen right now. Just give me a moment.
Sure, sir.
All right then. Can you see the card? The topic is to describe an interesting story that you've heard or read about in the news. Now you have
Yes, I
1 minute
got
to
it.
prepare and you have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. So your time to prepare starts now.
All right.
All right, then, your time is up and you may begin.
Okay. I have decided to talk about this interesting story that I heard or read about in the news. There are a lot of news I found interesting in it, such as like some sports success that Bangladesh team did, or political issues and some genocide type of stuffs. Among them, I would like to describe about the satellite that Bangladesh launched recently, like few years ago. In the year of 2018, where most of the countries of the planet were like struggling a lot in those days. In this year, surprisingly, Bangladesh launched their first ever satellite, like from Russia to be more exact. And these satellites were partially made by SpaceX Foundation. Moreover, it was a great story that gave us goosebumps in it. Moreover, this news, this story was in the front page of the newspaper because it was one of the like most greatest success in our history, and it can always make me proud. Even today, I often feel proud of myself because some even some foreign channels are also being run by this satellite. Nevertheless, it has some adverse effect on it because this satellite has some slow connection as well. But nevertheless, it is a very good success,
I
to
see.
be
Your
honest.
time is up. Thank you.
All right.
Now, for the last part of the test, I will ask you a series of questions regarding this topic. Now, since we are on the topic of news and newspapers, can you tell me what are the good characteristics or traits that are required in a good newspaper?
Like there are a lot of fundamentals that newspaper can make, such as doing some more creativity on their news, as well as do not publish like unnecessary news on their newspaper as well. And that's what I think all about the newspaper.
I see. And is it important for people to have a good choice of newspaper?
Yes, it is very important to have a good choice of newspaper because it often differs from person to person. Moreover, there are some people who doesn't like national affairs and some other are sports as well. Among them, some newspapers should be published on one basis, like some kind of like small newspapers to be more exact, and that's what I think.
Can you elaborate on that part, please? The one about the small newspapers?
Such as the newspapers, like we can say magazine, that are often published on special basis or every Saturday or Monday or any specific time of the week.
I see. And do you think that the internet or digital media will replace physical newspapers?
Obviously, there are already some examples that internet